All right, so we're going to find a way to find the greatest common divisor between two integers and then be able to write it. If I find the greatest common divisor of D between two integers A and B, so I'll have A and B here, and I'll be able to find integers S and T that gets me to this greatest common divisor D. Okay, so let me explain to you how about to do, well, let me just show you what this means. So my greatest common divisor between 330 and 156 turns out to be 6. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write 6 as a linear combination, or numbers times a number times 330 and a number times 156. That gets me to 6, right? So one of them has to be negative, of course, but I'm going to have my greatest common divisor and the two integers that it's the greatest common divisor of, and then numbers times that. Okay, so let me show you how we're going to do this. So we're just going to take steps. So if I take 330 and divide it by 156, I see that there's 2 of them in there, and I'd have a remainder of 18. Right? Okay, so the greatest common divisor between 330 and 156 is going to be, is going to be the same as the greatest common divisor between 156 and 18, because I've got to be able to have the relation between these two things, right? So if I just move this over to the other side, so the greatest common divisor between these two numbers has to be the same as the greatest common divisor. Oops, I meant to turn to red. The greatest common divisor is these two numbers. Okay, so then I'm going to go again. So I'm going to move 156 over here. And then I think, okay, 18 times how many? So I find that there's 8 18s inside of 156, and I have a remainder of 12. See, a little calculator work is going to be necessary. Okay, so the greatest common divisor between 156 and 18 is going to be the same as the greatest common divisor between the 18 and the 12. The 18 and the 12. So I move the 18 over here, and I think, okay, how many 12s can fit inside? So just 1, right, with the remainder of 6. So the 12, I move over here. Let me get a different color here. 12, I move over here, and 6, oh my goodness, look at that. There's no remainder. Okay. That's how I know I've got the greatest common divisor of 6. Okay, so what do I do to work through these steps? Okay, so let me get rid of those little marks here. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to take this first step here, right? This first step. So I'm going to take it and write it here. And I was just kind of showing you how this works. But what I'm going to show now is how to get to the linear combination. So I take this first step, here it is, and I'm going to solve it for the remainder of 18. So there's 18 equals 330 minus 156 times 2. So don't multiply these numbers together, leave them like that. So then I'm going to take the remainder of 12 here and solve for it. And so I'll have 156 minus 18 times 8. And then here's my 6, which I know is my greatest common divisor. So it's going to be 18 minus 12. Okay, so this is where you start. So that's the starting point. The 6 is equal to 18 minus 12. So now I'm looking. Keep the 18, so you're always going to be replacing the smaller number. So what does the 12 equal? The 12 equals this, right? So I'm substituting this in for 12. So then let's work it out. I guess I did a lot of steps in once. So let me write it out here. So I have 18, and then I'd have a minus a 156. Oops, I meant to be equals. Equals, there's my 18, and then negative 156, right? And then here I'd have a negative, so positive 8 times 18. Okay, so here's my 156. The negative 156, and then here I see a 1 of 18 and an 8 18, so that makes 9 18s. Okay, so you're always wanting to replace the smaller number. So the smaller number in this case is the 18. So I look back up here. Oh, look at that. It's just sitting there waiting to be used, right? So there's the 18. So let's substitute that in. So I have 9 times the 18 is, and then minus 1 times the 156. Okay, so let's, I guess I kind of did too fast again. So let's do 9 times 330, and then 9 times this 2, right, would give me a negative 18 times a 156. And there's another 156s. So there's my 9 330s, and then minus 18, and then a minus 156. There's my minus 19 156. Okay, so am I going to do this one for you? I think I will. Let me pause and do a next video.